गौरांग बोलते हवे पुलक शरीरा हरि हरि बोलते नयने भवे नीरा। गौरांग बोलते हवे पुलक शरीरा हरि हरि नयने भवे नीरा। हारा का नित्य चंदेर करुणा होइबे संसार वासना मोरा खावे तुच्छ हरि। हारा का नित्य चंदेर करुणा होइबे मोरा खावे तुच्छ। विषयाचार्या कवे शुद्ध हवे माना कवे हम हेरवो श्री वृंदावना। या कवे माना कवे हम रूपर घुनाथ पदे हईबे आकुति पदे हम बुझाबो से युगल प्रीति। रूपर घुनाथ पदे हईबे आकुति पदे हम बुझाबो से युगल प्रीति। रूपर घुनाथ परे रहु मोर आशा प्रार्थना करो ये सदा नरोत्तम दासा। नाथ परे प्रार्थना करो ये सदा नरोत्तम दासा। गौरांग बोलते हवे पुलक शरीरा हरि हरि बोलते नयने भवे नीरा। गौरांग बोलते हवे पुलक शरीरा हरि हरि बोलते नयने भवे नीरा। हरि हरि बोलते नयने भवे नीरा। हरि हरि बोलिते नयने भवे नीरा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
श्री श्री गौर निताय की, चैतन्य चरितामृत की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, गौर भक्त वृंद की, कलियुग हरिनाम संकीर्तन की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुः उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Welcome all of you for the 16th chapter of Madhya Lila. Further, before we proceed from text 202, I wish to say a few words. So, this chapter, 16th chapter, it started with Lord Chaitanya desiring to go to Vrindavan, and many of the devotees were very much pained at heart to lose the opportunity of having the association of Mahaprabhu. So they were delaying him. At last, Lord Chaitanya spoke to Ramananda Rai, and then he decided to proceed ahead. After the Dola Yatra. So, both Ramananda Rai and Sarvabhattacharya were posing various impediments for Lord Chaitanya to go out of Puri, simply out of love, not wanting to be separated, fearing separation from him. Although Lord is completely independent, no one can check him. Still he wanted permission from devotees. That's the first part. Yadyapi swatantra prabhu nahi nivarana bhakta icha vina prabhu na kare gamana. So that first section indicates that Krishna is supremely independent, but he is bound by the love of his devotees. So being dependent on devotees' love, Krishna looks very beautiful. And devotees are dependent on Lord, and Lord is dependent on devotees. That love between the two is what makes the spiritual world so beautiful. And then the devotees of Bengal, they came that year to Jagannath Puri, and Mahaprabhu one by one gave them send off, like Nityananda Prabhu, Shivanand Sen. Actually, they all arrived at Ramana, and then they discussed story of Madhavendra Puri, and then they arrived at Katak, and they arrived at Attaranala, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had made arrangements for receiving them. Then they reached Narendra Sarovar, Sarvadama received them, and then when they reached the Simhadwaram, Lord Chaitanya met all of them and took them for Jagannath Darshan, and arranged for the prasadam, accommodation, everything, through Vaninath Rai and Kashi Mishra and Pratap Rudra. And for the 4 months they remained there chanting and enjoying the association of the Lord. Now after that, Advaitacharya had invited Mahaprabhu to his home for lunch, and Srivas Thakur also invited Mahaprabhu. In this way, many devotees gave invitation to the homes for Mahaprabhu to come. So that was the second section, devotees in Bengal meeting Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. Then Lord Chaitanya bidding farewell to the Bengali devotees, that we studied. Mahaprabhu's interaction with Advaitacharya and Nityananda Prabhu, and Mahaprabhu's talks with Pilinagram devotees, Chitraj Khan, all that. So, in the talk of Mahaprabhu with Nityananda Prabhu, it is elaborately given about how Nityananda Prabhu said, Mahaprabhu glorified Nityananda Prabhu as better preacher. I am a chakra wielding preacher, and you are a compassionate preacher bestowing love of God to Jagai Madhya. But Nityananda Prabhu said that, my Lord, whatever I am preaching is all by your mercy. You are like my pran, I am like a body. A body has no value without the pran, life. So in this way, a very humble and sweet exchange took place between Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu. But one very important lesson we all learned about Srila Prabhupada, that a servant of Lord Nityananda like Srila Prabhupada can deliver hundreds and thousands of jagais and madhais by the mercy of Nityananda. And Prabhupada says the future descendants in this mission of Lord Chaitanya, they may be able to do even more and more people, deliver more and more people by the mercy of Lord Nityananda and Srila Prabhupada. So in this way, Prabhupada says that this is the way the Guru Parampara works. Great miracles can be done by the empowerment of the Lord, like the Prabhupada says. So Nityananda was empowered by Chaitanya, and Prabhupada was empowered by Nityananda, and we all can be empowered by Prabhupada, Nityananda and Chaitanya and do many wonderful activities. Yeah. In this, that was a section about Lord Chaitanya ordering Nityananda Prabhu. Then we studied another section in this chapter. Lord Chaitanya talks with Kulinagram devotees about Kanishta, Madhyama and Uttama Adhikaris. So where we studied about the meaning of the word Nirantara, 6 meanings. Yeah. Nirantara means interval. People have intervals in the devotion service due to desire for sense gratification. Nirantara means the body is an impediment for self-realization. That also, because the body is engaged in sense gratification, a devotee does not care for the bodily sense gratification. Similarly, money sometimes makes one proud and intoxicated. The people in general, the association of ordinary people diverts us. The greed to acquire money and enjoy sense gratification diverts us. And atheistic ideas, Archya, Vishnu, Shiladit, Guru, Naramatir, those ideas give us material outlook and puts impediment in our devotion service. So in this way, these 6 impediments were discussed as putting Antara. Therefore, Nirantara means without these 6 impediments, one should chant the holy name. Krishna Nama Nirantara Hare Vadane. So this is a very beautiful section. Mahaprabhu talking to Satyaraj Khan and the types of Vaishnavas. Vaishnava, Vaishnavathara, Vaishnavattama, or Vaishnavera Taratamya, means different type of Vaishnavas. That there are 3 types, Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama. And then after this section, because this section is actually a beautiful section with this how actually Mahaprabhu spoke to Satyaraj Khan even in the previous chapters we read, but here it is more advanced in the sense that it's talking about how to chant the holy name constantly. The secret is given here. Because Madhyamadhikari is supposed to chant the holy names constantly. So this Antara producing 6 items should be removed, then we can chant constantly. That is the secret. Then Lord Jagannath and Balaram slapping Puntrik Ujjanidhi, that pastime we read. Essentially that pastime taught us that even if you are advanced devotees, one should accept the bhava with which the devotion is executed to Lord Jagannath and not be too rigid about the superficial rules and regulations alone. So Puntrik Ujjanidhi is no less a devotee. He is a Radharani's father, pure devotee. But Lord used him to teach the world because he pointed finger to the unwashed, starched cloth which was put around Jagannath's face for the winter season as a cover to prevent him from cold. So the Pandas did it with great affection and Jagannath accepted it as such without minding the starched clothes. So therefore Jagannath and Baladev came in the dream of Puntrik and laughingly, smilingly they slapped his cheeks and the cheeks became swollen the early morning next day, and Puntrik Ujjanidhi understood that Lord did not like the idea of criticizing the Pandas. So we all learn a lesson in our lives that don't be overly particular only about the details, also see the bhava involved in the devotion of devotees. Then in the next section was Lord Chaitanya departing for Vrindavan, how Mahaprabhu spent the 2 years in his tour in South India, and the other 2 years he wanted to go to Vrindavan, but he could not leave Puri because of Ramandra's tricks. That means 4 years passed away in Puri. And the 5th year, the Bengal devotees came for Rath Yatra, and after seeing it, they did not stay, but of course they returned. So now Ramananda, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke to Sarvabhauma Ramananda that he desires to go to Vrindavan, and he said, please permit me. And this way Mahaprabhu is taking permission from Ramananda and Sarvabhauma. And then they both allowed him to wait till Vijayadashami and then proceed to Vrindavan. And then in this chapter, therefore the chapter is entitled Lord's Attempt to go to Vrindavan, because now Lord is starting for Vrindavan. Then he went to Bhavanipur, then he went to Cuttack, where we come to know the devotion of Prataparudra, Prataparudra devotion, how Prataparudra met Lord Chaitanya and received his mercy, and he cried tears and Mahaprabhu embraced him, and he bathed Mahaprabhu with his tears of affection as a devotee, pure devotee. And Ramananda pacified the king, and Mahaprabhu came to be called as Prataparudra Santrata, the deliverer of Maharaj Prataparudra. And then again, already Prataparudra is a very advanced devotee. Now meeting with Mahaprabhu made him even more jubilant, and he sent written orders to all the government officials that wherever Lord Chaitanya comes, construct new residences, 5 or 7 new houses, to store all kinds of food, take personal care of those houses along with the Lord, day and night engage in his service with stick in your hands. So that kind of written instruction he sent to all his people. So in this way, wherever Mahaprabhu had to cross the river and all, he told them to arrange for a new boat, and then also make a memorial column and make it a great place of pilgrimage. Prataparudra did all that. So in this way, this section goes to show how the king served Lord Chaitanya, setting an example for all the praja to understand the value of a Lord's devotee. How the Lord's devotee should be received, respected, honored, followed. And when the palace women, they actually are sitting in palanquins arranged on the top of elephants. He arranged for elephants, which brought the palace women to the road when the Lord was moving. So that time, all of them, even though they saw Lord Chaitanya from a distance, they all cried Krishna, Krishna and shed tears, which goes to show Mahaprabhu's mercy. So they glorified his mercy. In this way, he was given a very warm send-off from Cuttack, from the place of Prataparudra. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was about to leave. Then all the devotees, the long list is given, those who gave him for giving send-off to him. And Lord Chaitanya was forbidding Radha Pandit to accompany him. That is another interesting and important section of this chapter, because he had taken Kshetra Sannyas and was not ready to follow that duty of Kshetra Sannyas out of love for Lord Chaitanya. He wanted to leave the Kshetra Sannyas and come with Mahaprabhu. So the instruction Mahaprabhu gave, Mahaprabhu showed loving anger. How can you abandon your service to Tota Gopinath? You have come so far. You are wanting to go with me simply a desire for sense gratification. Mahaprabhu admonished him like this. If you really want to see me happy, go back to Nilachal. Otherwise you will simply condemn me. Like that Mahaprabhu said. And then Mahaprabhu got into a boat. And Gadadhar Pandit fell unconscious. Mahaprabhu ordered Sarvabhaumacharya, you take care of Gadadhar Pandit. So, in this way, here is the point. All the devotees would abandon all kinds of duties for Lord Chaitanya's sake. Yet, Lord did not like the devotees to give up their promised duties. So, in this way, even though we all may love our spiritual master, for the sake of his association, we should not abandon our duties and run here and there. Wherever he is traveling, I want to see him. More than seeing him, serving him is important. So Prabhupada called it as serving in separation. instead of just seeing, and so then seeing becomes sense gratification. One is failing to serve the duties given by the spiritual master. That's a very important lesson we learned. And then the next section we learned was the yesterday's section, which is the transformation of Muslim governor. Very special thing. After Khatak, Mahaprabhu went to Yajpur. So Yajpur is actually Yaja means Yajna. Many Yajnas used to take place in that place. Very holy place it is. So Mahaprabhu, when he arrived at Remuna, he bade farewell to Ramananda Rai. Ramananda Rai also fell unconscious. And then Mahaprabhu arrived at the Orissa border. So then the Orissa border, the Rajadhikari, the government officer, served him for a couple of days. And then he told about the territory ahead was ruled by a drunkard Muslim governor. And actually nobody would dare to cross the river there. So he said, let us have some agreement with the Muslim governor and then you can proceed. So Mahaprabhu was staying. So that's a very interesting section. A spy came from the Muslim governor to check about whereabouts of Mahaprabhu, who he is and all that. And he became flooded with love of God and went back and gave a very positive news to the king about Mahaprabhu's greatness and his power of chanting the holy name and his power of transformation through Krishna Sankirtana. He himself was crying tears and chanting Krishna and Hari. And the Muslim governor was touched. Then the governor expressed his desire to meet Mahaprabhu. Governor came in a Hindu dress. He bowed down to Mahaprabhu from a distance and with folded palms he begged for his mercy. And then he even declared that, I wish I was born in a Hindu family and took full association of you. I am unable to take. Why am I cursed like this to be born in this situation and lead a sinful life? And then he begged for Mahaprabhu's mercy to eradicate all his sinful reactions. Mahaprabhu told him, simply chant Krishna and Hari. And that's it. You will become free from all sinful reactions. Don't worry. So, in this way, Mahaprabhu purified him. So there it is mentioned how the chanting, if somebody is willing to chant, the Muslim governor chanted the holy names. The chanting indicates mercy, and and then he got the seva immediately. Mahaprabhu was to be taken in a boat. He arranged for a very beautiful boat with a house in between. And in the boat, very nice compartment, Mahaprabhu sat there. And he sent another dozen boats to accompany with boatload of soldiers, 10 soldiers in each boat, guarding Mahaprabhu's boat. And they accompanied him all through. In this way, he got a wonderful seva. So Mukundatta told the governor, please assist Lord Chaitanya to go to the bank of Ganges. That would be a great service on your part. And the governor, the Mahapatra thanked the governor. Governor arranged. So in this way, he put Mahaprabhu on a very decorated boat. Mahaprabhu and associates also. Yeah. In fact, Muslim governor personally accompanied Mahaprabhu up to the past Mantreshwar. Yeah, because there were many pirates, thieves, highway robbers and all. So he arranged for 10 boats full of soldiers. And then near Mantreshwar, there is a Pichalda, near the Diamond Harbour, which is, currently they call it Diamond Harbour. Earlier it was called Mantreshwar. So, very close to Pichalda. When he reached, then Lord bade farewell to the governor there. And then Lord proceeded further. So today we are proceeding further from that. 202. Sei nauka chadi Prabhu aila pani hati.
Sei nauka chadi Prabhu aila pani hati.
Navikere paraila nija kripa sati.
Navikera paraila nija kripa sati. The Lord finally reached Panihati, and as an act of mercy, he gave the captain of the boat one of his personal garments.
Oh, such a special mercy for reaching him. Prabhu haila bali loke haila kola hala.
Prabhu आयला बलिलोके आयला कोलाहल
मनुष्य भरिला सभा किंवा जलस्थल
मनुष्य भरिला सभा किंवा जलस्थल. The place called Panihati was located on the bank of the Ganges. After hearing that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had arrived, all kinds of men assembled, both on land and on the water.
So Panihati is still a very famous place in the bank of Ganges near Kardaha. Yeah. राघव पंडित आसी प्रभु लया गेला
राघव पंडित आसी प्रभु लय गेला
पते आयते लोक विडे कष्ट सृष्टी आयला
पते आते लोक भिडे कष्टे सृष्टी आयला. At length, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taken away by Raghava Pandita. There was a great crowd assembled along the way, and the Lord reached Raghava Pandita's residence with great difficulty.
To push the crowd on either side, leave some way for Mahaprabhu to walk. People were all mad after seeing the beautiful form of Lord Chaitanya, and everybody was stunned. And Raghava Pandita had to make way. Raghava Pandita, you all know in Panihati, he is a resident of Panihati, and he received Mahaprabhu. एकदिन प्रभु तथा करिया निवास
एकदिन प्रभु तथा करिया निवास
प्राते कुमार हटे आइला यहाँ श्रीनिवास
प्राते कुमार हटे आइला यहाँ श्रीनिवास. The Lord stayed at Raghava Pandita's place for only one day. The next morning he went to Kumarahatta, where Srivas Thakura lived.
So Kumarahatta is a place you all know of, Ishwarapuri, very very holy place. Mahaprabhu once went to the place and took dust and worshipped the place because it was birthplace of his guru Ishwarapuri. So when Mahaprabhu took sannyas, then Srivas Thakur felt a great pain of separation at Navadvip, because the home in which Srivas lived, called Shivasangan, it was he was feeling severe pain without Mahaprabhu's personal presence there. Whole night Mahaprabhu used to dance with devotees. So now Srivas Thakur decided that I will leave Navadvip and go to Kumarahatta. So he went to Kumarahatta and he lived there. From Kumarahatta, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Kanchanapalli, also known as Kanchada Pada, where Shivanand Sen lived. And after staying 2 days at Shivanand Sen's house, Mahaprabhu went to the home of Vasudeva Datta. From there, he went to the western side of Navadvip, to a village called Vidyanagar. From Vidyanagar, he went to Kulyagram, stayed in Madhava Das's house. And then there he stayed for a week and excused the offences of Devananda and others, called as Aparadha Bhanjansna. And due to Kaviraja Goswami is mentioning the name of Shantipura Acharya. Some people think that Kulya is a village near Kancharapada, but due to mistaken idea, they invented another place known as New Kulya Pata. Actually, such a place does not exist. Leaving the house of Vasudeva Datta, Mahaprabhu went to the house of Advaita Acharya. From there he went to western side of Navadvip, to Vidyanagar, stayed at the house of Vidyavachaspati. These accounts are given Chaitanya Bhagavat, and Chaitanya Mangal, Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natak, and Chaitanya Charita Kavya. Kaviraj Goswami has not vividly described this entire tour. Therefore, on the basis of CC, Chaitanya Charitamrita, some unscrupulous people have invented a place called Kuliyara Pata near Kanchalapara. That is not the actual place like that. Prabhupada says that. So, you all know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going from here, as we read here. Therefore, if you read Chaitanya Bhagavat, you will come to know more about this one. Mahaprabhu going from Kulyagram to Madhava's house is a very big pastime. When Mahaprabhu, being a sannyasi, coming there, all the Kulyagram vasis would want to come and see Mahaprabhu. They crossed the Ganges in boats, and some of them were not getting boats. They caught hold of trees and crossed. Some of them swam and crossed. Some of them kept 2 pots, holding 2 pots like that. They swam and crossed. And although hundreds of people boarded the boat didn't sink inconceivably. And they all come to Vidyanagara. So they all wanted to meet Mahaprabhu there. And in Madhavadasa's house, Mahaprabhu, and all the people outside were crowding, hundreds and thousands of people wanting to see Mahaprabhu. They were scolding Madhavadas. Why are you so merciless on us and not giving darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? And Madhavadas, and Mahaprabhu actually came out and saw all the people. Everybody, Hari Bo, Jai, Krishna, Hari, and all loud shouts. Now everybody wanted personal audience with Mahaprabhu. Then Mahaprabhu again went into the home of Madhavadas. Now it's like a moon coming out of the cloud and then again going in the backside of the cloud. Now they want to see him again. And they wanted to enter his house. Imagine if a million people entered your house will be broken to pieces. So then Maharaj vanished from there. And then, so when people saw Mahaprabhu, not that they were taking Madhavadas to task, Madhavadas told, please understand, Mahaprabhu has vanished from here, he has gone to another place. So that's a very beautiful pastime. We will read in other literatures, as Prabhupada says. People, in fact, wherever Mahaprabhu put his foot, people pounced there and picked up some dust to apply on their head, and there were big, big pits on the way because of that. So, it's a beautiful pastime. Taha haite aage gela Shivananda ghara.
Taha haite aage gela Shivananda ghara.
Vasudeva grihe pache aila Ishvara.
Vasudeva griha pache aila Ishvara. From the house of Srivas Thakura, the Lord went to the house of Shivananda Sena and then to the house of Vasudeva Datta.
Yeah, Srivas Thakura's home is in Kumarahata. From there he went to that Kanchanapada, that is Shivananda Sen's place. And then he went to the house of Vasudeva. The Vasudeva Datta's house is where? It was mentioned here. Mahaprabhu went, no? Vidyanagar. Sorry. Vasudeva Datta. Leaving the house of... No, that's leaving the house of Vasudeva Datta. So, is it mentioned? Here it is there. Lord went to the house of... From Shivananda's house, Lord went to the house of Vasudeva Datta. That's all mentioned here, yeah. So in this way, this is all Mahaprabhu now preparing to go to Vrindavan. On the way, he is going to these places. Vachaspati grihe prabhu ye mate rahila.
Vachaspati grihe prabhu ye mate
Loka bida bhaya yaiche kuliya aila.
Loka bida bhaya yaiche kuliya aila.
Yeah.
The Lord remained some time at the house of Vidya Vachaspati, but then, because it was too crowded, he went to Kuliya.
Yeah, I told you, no? Yeah.
The house of Vidya Vachaspati was located at Vidyanagara, which was near Kolar.
See, we can easily remember this. Vidya Vachaspati lived at Vidyanagar. So Vidya can remember. Yeah. Yes.
It was here that Devananda Pandita was residing. This information is found in the Chaitanya Bhagavata, Madhya chapter 21. In the Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka, the following statement is given about Kuliya.
Tatat Kumarahatte Srivasa Pandita Vatyam Abhyayayav. From there the Lord
went to the house of Srivas Pandita in Kumarahatta. Tato Dvaitavatim Abhyeta Haridasa Sena Vivanditas Tataiva Tarani Vartamana
Navadvipasye Pare Kuliya Ramagrame Madhavadas Vatyam Uttirnavan Evam Sapta Dinani Tatra Stitva Punas Tata Vartmana Eva Chalitavan.
From the house of Srivas Acharya, the Lord went to the house of Advaita Acharya, where he was offered obeisances by Haridas Thakura. The Lord then took a boat to the other side of Navadvipa, to a place called Kuliya, where he stayed 7 days at the house of Madhavadasa. He then proceeded along the bank of the Ganges in the Sri Chaitanya
Mahakavya. Sri
Chaitanya
Charita Mahakavya.
It is stated,Anye Dyu Sa Sri Navadvipa Bhume Pare Gangam Paschime Kwapi Deshe Shriman Sarva Praninam Tat Tat Ange Netranandam Samyak Agatyatene. The Lord went to the western side of the Ganges at Navadvipa, and everyone was pleased to see the Lord coming.
Yeah.
In the Chaitanya Bhagavata, Antyakanda, chapter 3, it is stated,
Sarva Parishad Sange Shri Gaura Sundara Achambite Asi Uttarila Tara Dhara.
The Lord suddenly came to Vidyanagara with a full party and stayed there in the house of Vidya Vachaspati. Navadvipadi Sarvadike Haila Dhvani. Thus, throughout Navadvipa, the Lord's arrival was made known. Vachaspati Ghare Aila Nyasi Chudamani. Thus, the chief of all the sannyasis, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, arrived at the house of Vidya Vachaspati. As further said,
Ananta Ruda Loka Bali Hari Hari Jali Lela Degi Bare Gauranga Shri Hari Pata Nahi Paya Ke Holo Kera Gahale Vanadala Bhangi Loka Dashadike Chale Lokera Gahale Yata Ranja Achila Kshane Ke Sakala Devya Patamaya Haila क्षणेचे आईला सब लोक खेया घाटे केयारी करीते पार पडिल संकटे सत्वरे आसिला वाचस्पति महाशया करिलेन अनेक नौकार समुच्चय जोड़े सेलिंग नौकार अपेक्षा आर के हो नाही करे नाना मते पार हय ये यमते पारे हे नमते गंगा पार हई सर्वजन सवे दरेण वाचस्पतिर चरण लुकाया गेला प्रभु कुलिया नगर कुलियाया आयलेन वैकुंठ ईश्वर सर्वलोक हरे भले वाचस्पति संगे सेई क्षणे सभे चलिलेन महारंगे कुलिया नगरे आयलेन न्यासी मणि सेई क्षणे सर्वदिके हैल महाध्वनि सवे गंगा मध्ये नदीयाय कुलियाय शनि मात्र सर्वलोके महानंदे धाय वाचस्पतिर ग्राम that is विद्यानगरे वाचस्पतिर ग्रामे छिल यतेक गहल कार कोटि कोटि गुणे पुरिल सकल लक्ष लक्ष नौकावा आयल कोता हैते ना जानी कते कपार हय कत मते लक्ष लक्ष लोक भासे जानवीर जले सबे पार हय न परम कुतूहले गंगा यहया पर अपना अपनी कोला कोली करी सभे करी हरि ध्वनि क्षणे के कुलिया ग्राम नगर प्रांतर परिपूर्ण हैल स्थल नाही अवसर क्षणे के आयला महाशय वाचस्पति देहो नाही पाये न प्रभुर कोता स्थिति where Mahaprabhu went he didn't know वाचस्पति कुलियाय प्रकाशे यतेक पापी छिल उत्तम मध्यम नीच सवे पार हैल कुलिया ग्रामे ते आसी श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य हेन नाहे यारे प्रभु ना करिला धन्य. Such a beautiful, the whole thing is given from, so we will read this translation. See, it is a long verse purpose given. But why he has given this, as I told you, it is a very important pastime, because how much Mahaprabhu, after taking sannyas, he was in Chaitanya Bhagavata Antya Kanda chapter 3. Prabhupada has quoted the whole thing from Antya Kanda. We'll read the translation now. Very simple verses, still it's good to read the translation. Yeah.
When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at Vidya Vachaspati's house, many hundreds of thousands of people went to see him and chant the holy name of Hari. It was so crowded that people could not even find a place to walk. Therefore, they made room by clearing off the jungles near the village. Many roads were automatically excavated, and many people also came by boat to see the Lord. So many came that it was difficult for the boatman to get them across that river. When Vidya Vachaspati suddenly arrived, he made arrangements for many boats to receive these people. But the people could not wait for the boat. Somehow or other, they crossed the river and hurried toward the house of Vidya Vachaspati. Due to this great crowd, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu secretly went to Kulyanagara. After the Lord left Vidyanagara, however, all the people heard news of his leaving. They then accompanied Vachaspati to Kulyanagara. Since the news of the Lord's arrival was immediately broadcast, large crowds arrived and greeted Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great jubilation. Indeed, when the crowd went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it increased 10,000 times in number.
My Lord!
No one could say how many people crossed the river to see him, but many hundreds of thousands made a great tumult when crossing the river Ganges. After crossing the river, everyone began to embrace one another because they heard the good news of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's arrival. Thus, all the inhabitants of Pulia, the sinful, intermediate, and spiritually advanced, were delivered and glorified by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As stated in the Chaitanya Bhagavata, Antyakanda, chapter 6.
Khana Badagache Aradogachia Gangara Opara Kabhuya Yena Kuliya.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed through Kano Yaga.
Khana
Yoda, Badagachi, and Dhogachia, and then crossed the Ganges before arriving in Kulia.
Yeah. Then here, and in Chaitanya Mangal it is said, Ganga Snana Kari Prabhu Radhesha Diya Krame Krame Uttarila Nagara Kuliya Mayera Vachana Puna Gera Navadvipa Varakona Ghata Nija Vadira Samipa. Yeah.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu walked through Radheshyam and gradually arrived at the Ganges. After bathing in the river, he crossed it and went to Kulia. Because he had promised his mother he would return to Navadvipa, he went to Varakona Ghata, a village near his house. In the commentary of Premadasa, it is said,
Adiyara Majha Khane Sakala Lokete Jane Kuliya Pahadapura Name Sthana.
Everyone knows that in the middle of Madhya is a village named Kulia Pahadapura. Sri Narahari Chakravarti or Ganashyama Dhasa has written in his Bhakti Ratnakara,
Kuliya Pahadapura Dekashe Nivasa Purve Kola Dvipa Parvatakhya Ye Prachara.
He said, O Srinivasa, just see the town of Kulia Pahadapura, which was previously known as Kola Dvipa. In a book named Navadvipa Dhama Parikrama, also written by Ganashyama Dhasa.
So he's talking about these places. We will proceed ahead. Therefore, one can conclude that the present-day city of Navadvip and the places known as Bahira Dvipa, Kolera Ganja, Kola Amada, Kolera Daha, Gadakhali, etc. were known as Kuliya. But the so-called Kuliyara Pada is not the original Kuliya. Actually, this information was found out by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. You will see that. Actually, the original place where Mahaprabhu appeared, there when Bihari was carrying Jagannath Babaji in a tokri, in a basket, Jagannath Babaji jumped out of the basket down and he said, this is actually the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, and he danced there, even though he was 150 years old. So wherever our Acharyas have ascertained the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, that's what we will accept as the original birthplace. Therefore, Prabhupada mentions this. I'll proceed to the next shloka, 208. Madhavadasa grihe tata shachira nandana Laksha koti loka tatha paila darshana.
When the Lord stayed at the house of Madhavadasa, many hundreds of thousands of people came to see him. Purport. Madhavadasa is identified as follows. In the family of Shrikara Chattopadhyaya, Yudhishthira Chattopadhyaya took his birth. Formerly, he and his family members lived in Bilvagrama and Patuli. From there, he went to Kuliya Pahadapura, formerly known as Padapura. The eldest son of Yudhishthira Chattopadhyaya was known as Madhavadasa. The second son was called Haridasa, and the youngest son was called Krishna Sampati Chattopadhyaya. The three brothers' nicknames were Chakadi, Pinakadi, and Chakadi. The grandson of Madhavadasa was named Vamsi Vadana, and during the time of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura, some of Vamsi Vadana's descendants, including those of his grandson Ramachandra, were still living at Bhagnapada,
Vainchi
and other places.
So in this way, Prabhupada offers very, very rare details about the lineages coming from the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu down to the time of his spiritual master, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Yeah. सात दिन रही तथा लोक निस्तारिला सब अपराधी गणे प्रकारे तारिला.
The Lord stayed there for 7 days and delivered all kinds of offenders and sinners.
शांतिपुराचार्य गृहे आयचे आईला. सची माता मिलितार दुःख खंडाईला.
After leaving Kulia, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the house of Advaita Acharya at Shantipura. It was there that the Lord's mother Sachimata met him and was thus relieved of her great unhappiness.
तबे राम केलिग्राम प्रभु ये गेला. नाटशाला हायते प्रभु पुनः फिरी आयला.
The Lord then visited a village known as Ramakeli and the place known as Kanai Natashala. From there he returned to Shantipura.
शांतिपुरे पुनः कैला 10 दिन वास. विस्तारी वर्णिया छे न वृंदावन दास.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed in Shantipura for 10 days. This has all been described very elaborately by Vrindavana Das Thakur.
Just like Mahaprabhu, after the sannyas, he had stayed for 10 days in Shantipur. Every day there was wonderful Sankirtan, isn't it? Morning and afternoon prasadam and then evening Sankirtan. At the home of Advaita danced very beautifully. Same with that time also Sachimata had come. And all Vaishnavas from Bengali Vaishnavas had come there also. Same manner, now here also again Mahaprabhu is giving his company to his mother. Ataye vaiha tara na kailum vistara. Punarukti haya grantha badaye apara. If I repeat that whole pastime of what Mahaprabhu did in those 10 days, my book will become very bulky and people won't be able to manage reading it. Therefore, I won't repeat everything. So if you want to read, you go to Chaitanya Bhagavat, like that he is saying. Kara Madhya Mila Yaiche Rupa Sanatana. Nasimananda Kaila Yaiche Patera Sajana. Sutra Madhya Se Lila Amita Varlino. Atayev punataha ihana likhinu. Likhilum.
Those narrations tell how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met the brothers Rupa and Sanatana and how Nrsimhananda decorated the road. I have already described this in an earlier synopsis of this book. Therefore, I will not repeat the narrations here.
So it's coming in Adi Lila. And Madhya Lila here also, it is given. In Adi Lila you will find this one, Narsimha Upasaka Padyumna Brahmachari. So here, see here, the 13th branch of Padyumna Brahmachari, since he is a worshipper of Narsimha Deva, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu changed his name to Narsimhananda Brahmachari, like that. So, I was a great devotee of Lord Chaitanya, and then Narsimhananda Brahmachari used to eat accept the eatables, as eatables of food of the 3 ladies, namely Jagadana. Okay, Narasimha, Narasimha, okay. Here, sorry. Yeah, this is the point here. See, here it says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was proceeding from Vrindavan, from Kulia. Narasimhananda absorbed himself in meditation. His mental activity began constructing a very nice road from Kulia to Vrindavan. All of a sudden, however, he broke his meditation and told the other devotees that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will not go to Vrindavan, but he would travel only to a place called Kanai. And this is described in Madhya Lila, he says here. 155 to 162, very detailed, chapter 1, we read that very beautiful description, how he made the beautiful road. So, Gaura Ganadesh Deepika says that, Aveshascha Tatagneyo Mishre Pradyumna Sanyake. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu changed the name of Pradyumna Brahmachari, for in his heart Lord Narasimha was manifest. So he called him as Narasimhananda Brahmachari, like that. It is said that Lord Narasimha used to talk with him directly. Such an advanced devotee he was. So, okay. Now how to go back from here? Here it is. Just a minute. So you already it is described. पुनरपि प्रभु यदि शांतिपुर आयला
पुनरपि प्रभु यदि शांतिपुर आयला
रघुनाथ दास आसी प्रभु रे मिलिला.
रघुनाथ दास आसी प्रभु रे मिलिला.
So from here onwards, the next section is starting, which is Raghunath Das's eagerness and Lord Chaitanya's counsel to him. So Panihati to Kanayanachaala and back to Shantipur. So that was the previous section, 202 to 215. So now we begin this. Raghunath's eagerness and Lord Chaitanya's counsel is a very important section. Now, in the previous section of Panihati to Kanayanachaala and back to Shantipur, what very vital points that we understood was about Mahaprabhu's attentiveness to his mother's love and giving her opportunity to meet him in Shantipur. That is one thing, a specific thing. Another thing, the love of the people to meet Mahaprabhu in Kulinagram, in Vidyavachaspati's place, Madhava's place. So in this way, millions of people coming to meet Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu's attractive potency, like Krishna is all attractive. That is another highlight of this section. And and Prabhupada gave considerable number of verses from there. Another thing we learned is about Narasimhananda Brahmachari also, who laid road, and he told Mahaprabhu will not go to Vrindavan with full confidence. How he could say that? Because he was laying a road himself. It's called Manasa Puja he was doing. So Mahaprabhu accepted that puja done by Narasimhananda Brahmachari, in whose heart Lord Narasimha was manifest always. He used to talk to Narasimha. So in this way, Mahaprabhu had such a wonderful confidential associates. So Mahaprabhu is now going from one place to another, all these places. And now we are proceeding to the next section, 216 and to 244. Part of it we will finish, and then we will see the rest of it in the next class. Punarapi Prabhu yadi Shantipura ayla Raghunatha Dasa asi Prabhu re milila. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to Shantipur, Raghunath Das came to meet him. This is the second visit of Mahaprabhu to Shantipur. There who came? Raghunath Das came. Hiranya Govardhana Dui Sahodara Saptagrame Bharalaksha Mudrara Ishvara. There were two brothers, Hiranya Majumdar, Govardhan Majumdar, and they lived in a place called Saptagrama. And Bharalaksha means 12 lakh coins, gold coins. That was actually their income was, annual income was 12 lakh rupees, he's saying.
Hiranya and Govardhana were inhabitants of Saptagrama in the district of Hooghly. Actually, they were inhabitants not of Saptagrama but of a nearby village named Krishnapura. They took their birth in a big Kayastha family, and although their family title has not been ascertained, it is known that they came from an aristocratic family. The elder brother's name was Hiranya Majumdar.
Hiranya Majumdar, And younger brother's name was Govardhan Majumdar. Sri Ranganadas was the son of Govardhan Majumdar. The family priest was Balramacharya, who was a favorite of Haridas Thakur, because Balramacharya only took the small boy Raghunath Das to see Haridas Thakur once. And the family's guru's name is Yadunandan Acharya. So Yadunandan Acharya is the guru and Balramacharya is the pujari, and Govardhan Majumdar are the jamindars. They are like brothers, both of them are brothers. And Yadunandan Acharya, a favorite of Vasudev Datta. And Balram Acharya, his favorite was, he was a favorite of Haridas Thakur. You understand, no? Big personalities are connected to him. Yadunandan Acharya connected to Vasudev Datta. Balram Acharya connected to Haridas Thakur. The village of Saptagram is located in the, purpose is where it is. Eastern railway from Calcutta to Burdwan. That is a Prabhupada writing all the details of the place. Portuguese businessmen used to come aboard in their ships. Saptagram is situated on the southern side of Bengal. Very rich and popular. The merchants were Suvarna Vaniks there. Very many rich people. Hiranya Majumdar and Govardhan Majumdar belong to Kashta community. Amount is saying that mentioned in the verse that their annual income as landlords amounted to 12 lakh rupees. So, in the Lila here it is given detail. Details are given. Udananda Thakur, the 11th among the 12 covered boys, was an exalted devotee of Lord Nityananda. He worshipped the Lord Nityananda in all respects. So here Prabhupada is giving some detail. Actually, he is coming in that lineage. Udarandas Thakur also. See Prabhupada writing about the Malik, the Suvarnamanik community. So, Prabhupada is also connected with this here. We also formally belong to the branch of Day family, whose members intimately connected with the Muslim rulers received the title Malik. Yeah. As Prabhupada is writing. See, Suvarnamanik, that's what they are called. Prabhupada is writing the details there. Yeah. So it's a very big purport. So we'll go back to that. Maheshwarya Yukta Duhe Vadanya Brahmanya Sadachari Satkulina Dharmika Graganya.
Both Hiranya Majumdar and Govardhan Majumdar were very opulent and magnanimous. They were well behaved and devoted to Brahminical culture. They belonged to an aristocratic family, and among religionists they were
predominant. Yeah. Madhya Vasi Brahmanera Upajivya Praya Artha Bhumi Gramadya Karena Sahaya. So they were very supportive of the Brahminical culture, you see. All the Brahmanas residing in Madhya were all dependent on the charity of Hiranya and Govardhan. They gave them money, land and religious facility. Yeah. Actually, Navadvipa was very opulent and populous during Mahaprabhu's time. Practically all the Brahmanas depended on the charity of these two people. Brothers were highly respected by Brahmanas for being liberal. Nilambara Chakravarti Aradhya Duhara Chakravarti Kare Duhaya Bratru Vyavahara. Yeah.
Nilambara Chakravarti, the grandfather of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was much worshipped by the two brothers, but Nilambara Chakravarti used to treat them as his own brothers.
So Nilambara Chakravarti is a worshipable personality for these two people, Hiranya and Govardhan Majumdar. But he would treat them like his own brothers. Mishra Purandarera Purve Karyachena Sevana Ateva Prabhu Bhala Jane Dvijane.
Formerly, these two brothers had rendered much service to Mishra Purandara, the father of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
That is Jagannath Mishra. Yeah. That means Govardhan Majumdar, Hiranya Majumdar have rendered much service to Jagannath Mishra. Because of that, Lord Chaitanya knew them very well. And in this way, they know Nilambara Chakravarti and they know Jagannath Mishra. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also knew them because they were very close to the family. Sometimes they may not be blood brothers, but the relationship in the village, it becomes almost as close as own blood brothers. More than blood brothers sometimes. It depends on the connection. Yeah. Those two brothers saw Nilambara Chakravarti with great respect in their heart for him. Nilambara Chakravarti treated them like a younger brother, very lovingly. So therefore they rendered a lot of service to Jagannath Mishra also. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew them very well. Sei Govardhanera Putra Raghunatha Dasa Balyakala Haitete Ho Vishaye Udasa.
Raghunatha Dasa was the son of Govardhan Majumdar. From childhood, he was uninterested in material enjoyment.
This is simply amazing. Like Prahlad Maharaj. Or like that Narada boy, Dante Akridanake Alpabhashini Anuvartini. He says, I was never attracted to sports. Narada was doing Prajalpa, I would never talk unnecessarily. He says that similarly, Raghunath Das was like that right from childhood. संन्यास करी प्रभु यबे शांतिपुर आयला,
संन्यास करी प्रभु जब शांतिपुर आयला,
तबे आसी रघुनाथ प्रभु रे मिलिला.
तबे आसी रघुनाथ प्रभु रे मिलिला. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to Shantipura after accepting the renounced order, Raghunatha Dasa met him.
After his sannyas, Raghunath Das met him. प्रभु चरण पड़े प्रेम अविष्ट हैया,
प्रभु चरण पड़े प्रेम अविष्ट हैया,
प्रभु पाद स्पर्श कैल करुणा करिया,
प्रभु पाद स्पर्श कैल करुणा करिया. When Raghunatha Dasa went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he fell at the Lord's lotus feet in ecstatic love. Showing him mercy, the Lord touched him with his feet.
Hey, such a blessing he got now. तार पिता सदा करे आचार्य सेवना,
सदा करे आचार्य सेवना,
अतएव आचार्य तारे हैला प्रसन्न,
अतएव आचार्य तारे हैला प्रसन्न. Raghunath Das' father, Govardhana, always rendered much service to Advaita Acharya. Consequently, Advaita Acharya was very pleased with the family.
आचार्य प्रसादे पायला प्रभु उच्चिष्ट पात,
आचार्य प्रसादे पायला प्रभु उच्चिष्ट पात,
प्रभु चरण देखे दिन पंच सात,
प्रभु चरण देखे दिन पंच सात. When Raghunath Dasa was there, Advaita Acharya favored him by giving him the food remnants left by the Lord. Raghunatha Dasa was thus engaged for 5 or 7 days in rendering service to the Lord's lotus feet.
Yeah. प्रभु तारे विदाय दिया गेला नीला चल,
प्रभु तारे विदाय दिया गेला नीला चल,
तेहो घरे आसी हेला प्रेमे ते पागल,
तेहो घरे आसी हेला प्रेमे ते पागल. After bidding farewell to Raghunatha Dasa, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to Jagannath Puri. After returning home, Raghunath Das became mad with ecstatic love.
Yeah. Okay, now up to this meeting of Raghunath Das in Shantipur has happened now, and he has become mad in ecstasy. Now 228 onwards we will see in the next class, because after that Raghunath Das' behavior will come now. How Raghunath Das will exhibit that mad ecstasy, that part will be explained now. 228 onwards, we will read it in the next class. Shilva Parki, Bhakta Vrinda ki, Chaitanya Chaitanya ki. Thank you very much.